One. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Strings to Soul. So this is a interview episode again. With me today, I have Fianna Peppers. Miss Fifi, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing? It's cold outside.
It's freezing. Yeah, it's we're in the middle of a snow apocalypse, a snow Armageddon, and we're dealing with COVID and all that nonsense. So, um, anywho, so how have you been? What have you been up to recently, musically?
Well, um, musically, it's all about that bass. um, so everyone that knows me knows I started off singing and I
Right.
started off playing keys. And 2 years ago, I realized that I was playing the wrong instrument. I don't know if that's ever happened to anyone, but I realized I was literally playing the wrong instrument. So I loved the bass guitar probably about 20 years ago. I was like about 14 years old, and
Okay.
this lady was playing the bass guitar at my church, and I fell in love with the bass then, right? And every time I would hear a song, all I heard was the bass line. But I never picked up the bass until like 2019, literally. I just stayed playing the piano and stayed singing, which is my first love. Singing is. And then I picked up the bass and I said, you know what, I'm gonna try this out. And it was hard at first. I was like, okay, I can't do this, so I put the bass down for like 6 months. So I got the bass in like January of 2019. I picked it up. I said, nope, it's too hard. And then I picked it back up again in June of 2019. So that's why when I'm asked how long have I been playing, I'll just say like a year and like 8 months. I won't say like, oh, it's been 2 years because because I wasn't playing. But
Right. Right.
so yeah, so now I play the bass every day. Like every chance I get, I'm working, I'm practicing and trying to get better. Because I have a goal to reach where I want to be with my bass playing. Like it's not just a hobby for me. Even
Hmm.
even though I'm older, I'm 36 years old. It's not a hobby. It's like my life, and I want to make a career out of it.
Out of music. So I,
Yes.
I remember whenever we met, I think it was like 10 plus years ago,
Hmm.
and I I remember you had a talent with singing, the vocal
Hmm.
abilities, and I didn't know that. I thought that that was your main instrument from what I was perceived in the
Hmm.
beginning, but then now hearing this whole story of the bass guitar actually found you almost in a way because
Yeah.
it went from whenever you were a kid to now, and it
Hmm.
it probably took you some time to actually come to that realization that you're a bass player, you're a bassist.
Yes.
And it's good to have other instruments at your fingertips to create, but at the same time you want to be able to find your identity. I feel like also in my identity I'm more of a guitar player mainly
Hmm.
per se, but I have areas of multi instrumentation. But it's good to see that you're finally starting to figure out where your voice is and where you can be heard.
Hmm.
So how what is the main bass guitar that you're currently using at the moment?
All right. Well, actually, I have it right here. It is. That's how much I practice. It's right in my
Wow.
room.
It's right beside you. That's
Yes.
amazing.
So this is a Bronco Squire Fender.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
yep, so this is the only bass that I have right now. So it's a P bass. And I love it. It's very, very light. You know, that's one thing I've learned about the bass is that they made them so heavy because they were supposed to be for men per se. So
Okay. Yeah.
most of them are very, very, very heavy, but that's very, very light. So and the color is awesome. I get a lot of compliments about how cool it looks. So yeah, I love it. Yeah.
When did you first decide to go out and go searching for a bass guitar? Like right after it was it I know did it take you probably took you a few years to kind of come to that realization, oh, I need to go get a bass guitar, and did you have to go searching for this, or did it just kind of find you?
Well, someone helped me actually. This guy at my church, he plays like 5 instruments, and his dad is a bassist at the church, and so he actually helped me find that bass. I got a good deal for it, and it's perfect for me because I didn't know anything about gear or basses at that time. I didn't know anything. I just knew that I loved the bass sound, and I wanted to learn.
So you wanted to find one that fits you, fits your
Yes,
style, fits your sound, is comfortable to play, and
yes.
also by all means, it's easy to play. It's easier for you to
Hmm.
pick out all the notes that you can.
Yes. And the fretboard is bigger, so it's not like small, and it has frets. So I'm able, and it has like, the dots on there. Like
Hmm.
I've noticed like some basses don't have that. Like they have like fretless basses,
Uh huh.
and they don't
Yeah.
have and they don't have the dots on there to kind of show you like where you are. This was like perfect for a beginner and
Hmm.
someone that's just learning. But one thing I realized was like my theory, like when you met me, I was a music major, right, at
Right.
TCC, and
Right.
so my theory and my piano playing came into play with my bass playing. Like that's one thing that I learned was that the bass is the keyboard on strings,
Right.
literally.
Right. Right.
And so,
It's literally the bass octave. So that's like this octave here.
mhm.
That's like the bass clef. It's literally the bass clef on strings.
Yes. And so that's why I was able to pick it up so fast. Like I get a lot of questions like, how in the world did you learn the bass that fast? Well, I think it's because my level of theory and my level of understanding music and realizing that, hey, this is like a keyboard on strings. So
Yeah.
that's how I was able to really pick it up like that.
That's an interesting approach to playing bass guitar. I know that even some guitar players, famous guitarists, they take that approach to their electric guitar playing.
Hmm.
Like for example, Eric Johnson takes that piano like approach to his playing as well. So he thinks more like in the treble clef, you know. Um, so that's an interesting note. So all that theory seemed to have sapped into you, and it came all together, and then all of a sudden just started to make sense like right off the bat, because in the beginning whenever you're learning theory, it can be kind of rather confusing, because I can remember sitting in the class with you and we were
Yeah.
trying to figure things out and we couldn't figure out
Yeah.
what's the left from the right or whatever. Now it's all starting to click, it's starting to make sense. I'm in my 30s now as well, and everything that I've had, every experience that I've had with music, all the theory is starting to kind of seep in, even with my fretboard knowledge of the guitar. And that's something I'm learning constantly on a daily basis as well. I don't really play as often as you do on the bass. I kind of wish I had that same uh, igniting capability as you do right now.
Hmm.
Eventually that'll come, that'll come to me.
Yeah.
But it's great to hear that you're finding your voice on this instrument. Have you had any opportunities to play, even maybe like pre-COVID, at churches and whatnot, or do you still play at
Actually,
church?
at the moment I don't play at church. I don't have, well, we don't have musicians right now, so we sing off tracks. And
Okay.
I've gotten like a lot of offers to play at different churches, but because I do have a home church, it's kind of hard to to do that. But yeah, so I do get some gigs to play. Like, I don't know if you saw it last week. I was on a show called The Yanked. It's
Okay.
and it's
I'll
a
have to-
guy it's a guy in Atlanta, and he does this show called Let the Musicians Get Some, and
okay.
he does it by instrument, like let the bass player get some, let the guitar. So he's doing a series tonight, actually at 8 or at 7 Central, called Let the Lead Guitarist Get Some Female Edition. That's going to
Wow.
be on his YouTube page.
Okay,
So
cool.
I was offered to be on that show last week that it aired on Tuesday. Let the bass player get some, and that was very exciting for me because I'm playing the bass alongside other females that have been playing for like 25 years.
Hmm.
And some of them and some of them I call on the phone, ask questions, hey, can you help me with this? And so to be even named among these giants was like insanity. But I loved it. We only had like 6 days to learn a song, so it was very, I was up like 6 a.m. almost every day.
Wow.
But
Just practicing
yeah.
consistently, right?
But it's, it's what I love to do, and there's a goal that I want to reach. There's a goal in my head that I want to reach, and that's why I practice as much as I do, because I know that I got a lot of catching up to do per se.
Right. And I can tell, like, with your consistent practice, you'll end up reaching that goal and reaching that
Hmm.
that point. So that's awesome. I had no clue about that. So it's what is it again called?
So it's called Yanked. Y
Yanked.
A Yeah. So Y A N K, Yank.
Okay.
And
Yanked.
his name is Warren Brown.
Okay. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Definitely for sure. And see that. I noticed that you post a lot of gospel covers on your Instagram page. So you've been
Hmm.
pretty consistent with that. How did you get started up doing all that? Just
On my
start.
video on my videos, well,
Yeah.
well, well, I have an entertainment company called Ask FiFi Entertainment.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm known for promotion and advertising, and so that's what I do with my playing is I market and advertise my bass playing as well. So not just on Instagram, but I do it on YouTube, I do it on Facebook as well. So I market my own self, so I brand myself, and so yeah, that's why you see a lot of Instagram videos from me.
That's awesome. Yeah, you've been able to kind of catch that up. And I,
Hmm.
I noticed that you did end up graduating from TCC, but it wasn't in a music degree per se,
Mm-mm.
right? It was more,
No,
it was
it
more.
was. I'm sorry. It was liberal arts.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that. I
Yeah,
remember when you posted about that. So,
and then and also I graduated from OSU as well
okay, cool.
with
Awesome.
a bachelor's in sociology.
Awesome. So you also have that as a backup,
Yes.
and just for, like, earning a living, that sort of thing.
Hmm.
That's a good thing to have. Yeah. My wife, she uh tends to emphasize the fact, it's like you've got your job and that kind of helps support your career. So sometimes you have to make other decisions, and
Yeah.
still you can chase your dream, on the side. It's just being able to put in, figuring out how much time you're willing to hone in your craft on
Hmm.
your side.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad that you I got a chance to finally talk to you and everything. And I wish you also the best of luck in everything that you do. Again, kind of tell people a little bit about your company, about Ask Fifi Entertainment, and then where they can find you at and whatnot.
Okay. So about 2 years ago, I started a company called Ask FiFi Entertainment. And I got the name because that's my nickname is FiFi.
Right.
And for years, people have been asking me questions about like who's going to be coming to town, who's going to be this, who's going to be doing that. And so a friend of mine actually gave me the name Ask FiFi um, for a Facebook page that I had maybe like 5 years ago. And I was doing it all for free, just my love of getting the word out to people. And so maybe like 2 years ago, someone was like, that you can monetize what you're doing for free. You can actually turn that into a business. And I was like, what, really? So that's what I decided to do, to turn it into a entertainment company. And so I do a lot of things with Ask FiFi. So I do social media marketing and promotion. I also do virtual assistant. I also do what's it called? So artist promotion. I also do artist or musician placement as well. So I help people find musicians, or I either help musicians find gigs to play at. So I do like a lot of stuff.
So can they can still find you
Oh
find the Ask
yes.
FiFi through the Facebook group or
Yes, so my website is coming shortly, probably by the end of the month, but my Facebook page is Ask FiFi Entertainment on Facebook.
and
Um and-
then and then your Instagram.
yeah, it's called Ask FiFi Entertainment as well.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Fianna, Fifi. It's
You're
great.
welcome.
It's great to talk to you. It's been a while since I've seen you or even talked to you. So I'm glad that we can catch up, and I'm glad I can get you on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I greatly appreciate it.
Hey, you're welcome.